Jesus is able to take on the divine right of God, and the religious leaders can't have it. So Jesus talks to them about it. For the longest time, what Jesus says to the religious leaders, I really didn't understand what's happening here, right? Because he says in verse 23, which is easier to say? Your sins are forgiven, or say, get up and walk. Well, both of them are equally easy to say, right? But one's easier to prove than the other one is, right? If Jesus wanted to say your sins are forgiven, there's no physical proof that's needed. He can just say your sins are forgiven, right? But on the other hand, if he says get up and walk, that would be either the guy would get up and walk or he wouldn't. It would be seen by everyone. You can't see the forgiveness of sins, but you can see if there's a paralytic man who gets up and walk. So Jesus is saying it's easier to say forgive your sins are forgiven. It's more difficult for me, not Jesus, but for anybody else to say get up and walk, right? Jesus verifies his claim to divinity and demonstrates his authority to forgive sins, and he does it by doing both. The man gets up, and he can get up because his sins are forgiven. Jesus is providing for us evidence for the doubting Pharisees that he is the Holy One sent by God, that he has intrinsic divine authority, and it is his prerogative to forgive sins and heal the broken. And at Jesus' word, the man who was lying there broken immediately got up and he went home.